Motion.
I don't feel, whoa. I don't feel we should be adopting this at all right now. There's too many questions.
That's different than what you, is that what you were brought up to me at the beginning?
Pardon me?
Is it different than what you brought up to me at the beginning? About the
No.
house on parcels? No.
Is this as far as you want to put another parcel on?
No.
Another home on another parcel?
No, this is just, and if Jack was here, he could explain it better, but this is just, we have to set agricultural security areas throughout the township per Washington County rules. So this is not related to the multiple parcel thing. That will be part of the zoning meeting on August 14th.
It's just the general ordinance.
Yes.
Yes.
This is just like a requirement of Washington County. Do you want me to have Jack come out and explain it?
No, go ahead.
I'm not the best at explaining this one.
Pardon me?
I'm not the best at explaining this
understand.
one. We are required to keep certain areas
Agriculture,
correct.
right.
Per Washington County. So we had to set those areas and define it with this ordinance. Oh, here he comes.
I think you worked quite a bit on that.
Yeah. Can you very quickly explain the agricultural security area? Thanks, Jack. Don't worry about this. As long as we're recording, that's
We are.
fine. Yeah, don't worry about it.
The Cecil Township Agricultural Security Zone is separate from anything else we have in that landowners can sign up for it and they can ask to be released from it. It is a condition that attaches to the property, not to the owner, and it prevents things like eminent domain, or at least slows them down, plus a couple other perks. Basically, the ASA is designed to maintain the sanctity, if you will, of farmland in Cecil Township.
Is there a tax, there's a tax abatement associated with that? No, it's,
There is nothing tax attached to the ASA. That would be
clean and green.
clean and green only.
Okay. Makes sense. Any other questions by the board? I'm sorry, I forget. Do we have a motion on this?
So moved.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0. 1/20/2023, consider the Board of Supervisors minutes from the Monday, June 5th, 2023 regular monthly meeting. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0. 1/21/2023, consider the general fund invoices from June 1st through June 30th, 2023.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
So we have two things we need to add to the agenda. One is this Klinger Park. So I'm going to take a vote to make that second payment of $3,000. So we have to vote to add it to the agenda and then add it to the agenda. All those in, can I have a motion to authorize us to pay Fairfield Landscaping in the amount of $3,135 for the July 5th treatment at Klinger Park? Do I have a motion to add that to the agenda?
So moved.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Now we need to actually take a vote on allowing it to be paid. Do I have a motion?
So
I'll make a
moved.
motion.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Then this-
Cindy,
hang on one second.
are they going to do anything about the fields
Oh, sorry.
that they burnt real bad?
They burnt?
Bill brought it to my attention.
So what fields got burnt? Some fields got burned? He said some fields got
Klinger Park,
burned?
they over-fertilized or something? They were,
No, that was just from lack of sun. It's raining.
You mean lack of rain?
I mean lack of rain. I'm sorry.
Yeah, too much sun, lack of rain.
No, the Klinger Park, all the parks were turning yellow as well as my yard. But, yeah, they're back green again. Lack of rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah, there's no access to water up there right now. Yeah, they do look good. I'll ask him about that when we send him an email and just make sure that because of the lack of rain that we were putting this stuff on now wouldn't cause a problem, because I think we're gonna head into a drier period right now. And then the second one, I'm going to read this. We have to vote to actually add it to the agenda. Whoops, I forgot to add public comment. Did anybody have public comment on the Klinger one? Okay. So this would be 1/23/2023. So we're going to consider approving the request of Timothy Thornton of 228 Railroad Street, McDonald, PA, to tap into the McDonald Borough Sanitary Sewer System contingent upon receipt of the required approvals to make the connection. I need a motion to add this to the agenda.
So moved.
And seconded. It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor of adding this to the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
And then we need to actually take a vote. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor of approving, say aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Just let us know. You can reach out to our township manager if you need anything more from us in order, like a letter or something, in order to help you facilitate moving that forward. No problem. Quickly, before we move on to citizens' comments, for those of you that didn't get the opportunity to see the Muse fireworks last night, even though they were cut a little bit short, they were still absolutely phenomenal. My daughter was squealing in my ear the entire time. It was super cute. For those of you that don't know, we donate some money to help him out with that, and it is worth every penny and more. So thank you to Fireworks Joe for doing that every year for us. It brings people from all over, not just Muse and Cecil. So awesome, awesome job last night. I'm going to open it up now for citizens' comment, general comments and questions. So if you have a question about something that wasn't on the agenda or just want to ask us something, please step to the microphone and state your name and address for the record.
My name is Ron Dadovich, 180 Liberty Boulevard, Canonsburg, in the Traditions of America South Point Plan. The questions, the thing I want to bring to the attention of the board is it's a little bit of a safety hazard where you're coming across the bridge over the tracks and heading towards West McMurray. This is the first picture I have up here is taken from out my front window of the car, where you're approaching the bridge, and there's no line sight coming up to that corner or coming from the other way. So, you know, depending on how fast and how big a vehicle is coming around that corner, there's been some near misses and on different people, including myself. So that's one item there. Let's get direction here. Now you're coming from the TOA side, going towards West McMurray, and again, you can see as you're coming towards that corner, it's a sharp corner there coming out. And I bring attention to this area right here, that's open ground here, and they had to really make a sharp angle with that guide rail. I've discussed the idea if they could just move this pole back into that open ground and open up this curve here on that road. It could be a little, in other words, you're coming around with a little less trying to make that turn there. And then, the next one. Before you go there, if you look right here, there's this guide rail here and this thing that blocks the view, and then this guide rail protrudes out a little bit, and that's why you need some relief on this side. Go back to the next one where I'll just show you a little picture of that. You've already had some, you can see here, people scraping against that guide rail already, trying to keep from getting whacked coming the other way from the vehicles. I just want to bring to the board's attention that as you look for future type of things to mitigate safety issues, particularly in that area where now you've got a 55-plus community of us drivers who are 350 homes going to be in there. our reflexes aren't as quick as they used to be maybe, and so we're kind of a little concerned about what we're anticipating and what we've also experienced there. That's all I want to do, bring it to your attention.
Okay, thank you. The board will talk to our
Yes,
township
yes.
engineer and see if there's anything at all we can
That's
do.
fine. That's
Okay.
fine. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other general township comments or questions?
Hello, my name's Jeff Pats, 11 Walnut Street, and I wanted to bring the board's attention about the noise ordinance and Tornays Pub and Grub outdoor venue. What's going to be done to enforce this?
I mean, we are enforcing our noise ordinance. We have.
I get conflicting stories from different people I talk to in the township. What is the noise ordinance?
7 a.m. to 7 p.m. is our noise ordinance.
Okay. Were there any special permits issued to them?
Not by the township. I mean, they would have had to have gotten permits from the Liquor Control Board.
The law on the Liquor Control Board is 75 dB at the property line. So who do we call to enforce this? Local police or state?
You'll need to call the Liquor Control Board. If you're talking about their specific requirements, you'll need to reach out to them. We can't enforce a permit or a noise issue based on like a requirement from another agency.
Well, actually, the Liquor Control Board states that it can be superseded by a local township ordinance.
But we don't, but in our noise ordinance, we don't it doesn't say 75 dB. I was actually just looking at this today.
And that's only for construction noise, I believe.
Right,
This isn't construction.
correct. So unfortunately, if you're we can't, and again, our chief of police is not here today, but I did talk to him about that too. If you're asking for enforcement of a rule set by the Liquor Control Board, you have to reach out to them in order for them. We can't enforce the Liquor Control Board's law. They have their own agents that will come out. I actually researched this today. And they will investigate it should they need to, but we as a township can't do that. We can enforce our own ordinances, so we can enforce, our own noise ordinance, but we can't enforce, and our noise ordinance, to be frank, doesn't specifically address it.
So there's nothing you can do for the peaceful enjoyment of my property?
I'd like to mention, our chief isn't here right now. I think he might have some mechanisms for helping. I mean, just even if it's disturbing the peace, she's right, it's not a construction zoning issue, but there's still, the police do get involved when there's some of the complaints of disturbing the peace.
Well, don't get me wrong, this is a very respectable place, the customers are very nice. It's just the outdoor venue is excessively loud.
But your complaint is disturbing the peace
Yes.
of the neighborhood, so I'm just saying, he'll be back. When he's back, we can address it with him and see if he has some,
He did offer, when I talked to him this afternoon, to meet with you if you would want to.
I do.
And so we can, before you leave, give your information to our township manager, we can have or even me. I can have I actually have your contact information. We will have your chief of police reach out to you, probably not tomorrow as it's the 4th of July, but when he comes back on the 5th, and we can sit down and talk about it. Unfortunately, the issue that we have a little bit is that our noise ordinance specifically references construction noise, which is something we've recognized that we need to update our noise ordinance, and it's in the list of ordinances that we are working towards updating, but it hasn't been updated.
That's pretty much what I'm asking for. I'd appreciate any help that you could give.
Yeah, we're happy to do that. So I have your contact information, so I will forward that to our chief of police, and we can sit down and see if there's anything we can do, but we can only enforce the ordinances that we have. And if you need somebody else to enforce their own rules, then you would need to reach out to them.
Okay,
Okay.
thanks, everybody.
Thank
Does
you.
it being in that trailer make it a lot louder?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
It does. And fortunately, it plays in the opposite direction of my house, but it's still, it sounds like I'm at Star Lake in my backyard, and you can hear it inside my house.
Okay. Like I said, we will be in contact with you to see.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Any board comments or questions? This meeting is adjourned.
You gave me. Oh, yeah, I was sitting, he told me to just save it for when you come back, so still sitting on my desk.